Fog Entertainment, back with another video. We're looking at a Sopranos theory here in College, episode 5 of season 1, and we're looking at why didn't Tony let Christopher kill the rat?
I am your soldier, Antonio. This is my duty, like we're always talking about.
Of course, in this episode, Tony and Meadow are on their way to look at colleges, but when I say colleges, it's basically just the one college. So Tony is on this boring dad duty that you think he would have just sent Carmela on, but then again, she did have the flu this episode, so maybe that was Tony's excuse. He had to get his hands dirty in the fatherhood department. Sounds a bit non-St. Pedo that, but anyway, back to college. He's at the gas station, he's phoning Carmela, and as he's on the phone to Carmela, he notices this familiar gentleman, this specky fat bastard. Basically Tony without the specs, maybe Tony's contact lenses, I'm not 100% sure. And Tony tracks him down throughout the episode with the help of Christopher, and in the end, Tony ends up putting this guy to sleep with some wire that you would wire a plug with. He just wraps it around his neck, and like, it was kind of a pathetic struggle, if I'm being honest. It wasn't exactly the greatest kill. People, like, we talked about it in the review, oh man, greatest episode of all time. This was like the big revelation for the anti-heroes. In my opinion, it sucked. And I understand it was Tony's first kill. Christopher's already had, well, Tony's first kill on screen. Christopher's already had a kill. But would Christopher's help really have been such a disaster for Tony? Tony's like, oh, by the time you get up here, he could have fled. But you know where he lives, Tony? It's not, where's he going to fucking flee to? Is the guy going to risk it all on some information that you might know he's there? Because the guy just knew Tony wasn't town. He's seen T Soprano and M Soprano. Doesn't necessarily mean that Tony's on to him. I know there was a car going away from his house. Could have been a delivery driver. Freddy.
I gotta vouch for this myself.
Clipping a famous rat would put me a cunt hair away from being made.
But Freddy's suspicions are real, and Tony, of course, ends up killing him. But Christopher pleading with Tony that, oh, if I do this kill, I'll be a C-word away from being made. Can we set in the YouTube algorithm? Well, I don't know, but Christopher said it, so I'm not getting in trouble for it. But at the end of the day, Christopher wanted to date, and Tony said no. And would it have changed things drastically if Chris made it? Well, he could have became a made guy here in episode 5 of season 1. And to be honest, like, we were discussing it in the review at the time. It's like, Tony gets Chris to do all this stuff. Now, is it because he's not a made guy and Tony can't really order him about? That's kind of true, but Tony sees Chris as the heir to the throne. He sees Chris as the guy that's going to lead them into the 21st century. At this point, we're 99, and Chris is the future. He's by far, out of the guys, the youngest. I don't think it would have hurt personally if Christopher did this kill, but at the same time, I think Tony, it felt personal to Tony because he mentions to Christopher that this guy, Ratton, made his dad unwell and his dad never really recovered from it. So you know what, I feel like there was a personal vendetta here for Tony Soprano, and that Christopher, it just wouldn't have felt real, damn it. It wouldn't have felt like proper revenge. And you could kind of tell, like, the way Tony got on this episode, it wasn't your typical rat. It did feel personal, and in my opinion, that is why Tony got the job done. I'm not buying this, oh, Christopher, he could be out of the state by the time you get up here, pish. Tony wanted to date. Tony wanted to kill him. And Tony did kill him. And Chrissy didn't. But Chrissy, he ran about, answered a couple of phone calls in the pissing rain. So Chris, you did the best of work. And that is it for you, pal. But anyway, guys, that is this video. That is it for Fog Entertainment today. We'll be back with more Fairy Feds. We'll be back with episode 6 review soon. Check out Alice in Borderland. Check out Money Heist Korea. And until the next video, peace.